Welcome back to the all new Music in Motion. My name is Scott. I'm feeling giving today. So with the Christmas holiday right around the corner, I'm feeling pretty giving. So we're gonna bring you guys another project. So say hello to our 1972 Chevy K5 Blazer. This thing is bad to the bone, man. Like, this thing we're gonna be doing an upgraded audio system in. We're gonna be doing some basic interior work in it, nothing crazy. But ultimately, we are gonna get this thing sounding as cool as it looks. But this has got a, oh man, this is the coolest part right here. So I know we are an audio company and we design interiors and all that, but I couldn't help but get excited about this here. It's not every day you get cars that come in like this, man. So this is a Crate LS3 with a Whipple supercharger. I mean, this thing, building this thing, whoever built this, there was no expense spared on this guy. So the copper wheels set it off, man. But I could go on this thing for days, man. The lines on the body, the accessory, oh man, it's killer. Bare brakes, forged line wheels, the crate motor. I mean, it's gangster. And now it's time to make the interior equally as cool. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started on this 72 K5. All right, guys, so coming out of the intro there, we're excited about this one. What we're gonna start in this video here is we're gonna get it broken down. So getting these vehicles broken down, we have a power supply connected to it already. We kind of did that already. We do need to get some protection wrap on the vehicle so that way we can get it all protected, just entry points, stuff, just make sure it's good from the incidentals and stuff like that. Outside of that, the goal breaking this one down and the goal for this video is we're gonna address the radio that's in the vehicle. So there is a Halo radio in here from Alpine. What we're gonna do is we're gonna get it, it's one of the floating screen radios. We're gonna get it to trim out to the dash a little better. I think we're gonna create a cool little concept to flush the radio in. Some really cool shapes in the dash that we're gonna play with. And I think an inverse would flush the radio in real nice. Probably use like a magnet mounting system for that, but should be a really cool piece there. Outside of that, we need to get it broken down. So getting it broken down will kind of bring some light to the system we're proposing. We're looking at doing a fully active system from Arc Audio. We're gonna look to do their RS series speakers. So just like you've seen in previous videos, like if you go back and watch the carry-all video, we did the RS series stuff. Again, we're gonna do some kick panels for some 6-inch mid-bass drivers. We are gonna build a custom A-pillar for a 3 and a tweet. And we're gonna get loads of power up there. Obviously a DSP, things of that nature, but again, the goal for this video is gonna be to get this thing broken down, get an assessment of where we're at, how we need to cable, and get the radio addressed. So let's go ahead and get this thing protected and we'll go ahead and dive in.
that teardown wasn't too bad. I'll show you what we got. So we did get the seats out of it. Amplifiers are actually under the passenger seat there. So I'm honestly thinking we're going to move them. I know the battery is in the center console here, which is the convenience of putting them under the seat. But for us to get the power we want in here, I just need the real estate, and so under the seat's not going to cut it. The kick panels, they built some baffles to house the drivers, which is actually kind of cool. It's not a bad thing. The problem I have is there's no airspace. So we may try to see what's behind there, see if we can open that up and actually get some airspace to get these sixes to perform. They had good equipment in here, it just didn't sound good for whatever reason. But also got this out of here. So now we just have one big open slice, right? So we get a game plan, we'll get some stuff coming. The radio, I think what we're going to do here is just going to come down with the radio a little bit. That'll give us some space on the top, and
All right, guys, coming out of that time lapse, I'm not gonna lie, I should film the GoPro and I fighting, because one time I think it's filming, the next time it's chirping at me. So, but I did miss actually applying the Bondo for you guys, but let's show you where we're at here. In that time lapse, what we were doing is we cut some templates on the laser to trim out the radio here. So what we're doing is we've actually got it taped off and we've got it masked and matched to the dash. What we're gonna do is there's gonna be a mounting system behind this that probably uses some magnets to hold it in place. Plus it is very tight to the radio. I don't say very tight, but I mean it's snug enough it could probably hold itself in place there. Bottom section here, we were playing with some things, but I think we're gonna do an insert there with a Chevy logo. Just love the classic script. I think it's just such a killer aspect for these older vehicles and stuff. So, but we're gonna go ahead and let that dry for a minute. We did get some protective film on the floor and stuff, just heaven forbid, you know what I mean? Anytime we're doing some Bondo in the vehicle, we wanna be protected. So, but to be honest, we don't wanna do Bondo at all, but when we have to, we wanna be protected. So we're gonna go ahead and let this dry for just a quick minute. As soon as this gets hard enough that we can pop it out of here, the plan is to pop it out, get it in the wood shop, and yeah, do a little shaping on it. And once we're shaped there, we'll go ahead and get it upholstered and move on. So after this, we're probably gonna dabble into our kick panels. We have some really, really cool ideas for the grills that we're gonna rework on the kicks. And probably do some lighting in there and stuff, but we're gonna have some fun with it, man. We wanna set this Blazer off. So yeah, stay with us, man. We're gonna keep running. Cool. So as promised, we did get our radio bezel all prepped up and ready to go. That was sitting in the truck right now. All the bodywork's finished, it's ready to wrap. We are gonna move on to the kick panels. We're gonna get everything in the upholstery shop all at once. So we figured we'd go ahead and move forward with our kick panels, kind of give you an idea of what we're doing here. But we'll get back to the radio bezel, get everything wrapped all together like we said. But here's what we got. So these were the kick panels that were in the vehicle. Nothing wrong with them, kind of clean. Had a little trim ring to them. Tweeter was flush mounted in here. So again, nothing wrong with these, but just not what we were looking for. So what we're gonna do right now is get the kick panels stripped down. So get all the material off of them currently. We are gonna use the shape. I mean, they fit the vehicle great. So we did cut some templates over on the laser. So we've got some 1/4-inch rings. These are not templates. Then we have a couple that we cut out of wood, just that we're gonna transfer onto other substrates. So the trim ring here, we're actually gonna do out of a 1/2-inch PVC. We are gonna get some lighting recessed in that, so we'll go over that one. And then this is gonna be the baffle that our driver mounts to. We're actually gonna do this out of 1/4-inch ABS. So ABS, PVC, acrylic, little putty, little paint, kick panels. So let's go ahead and get into a super fast YouTube mode. We'll get some templates made over and we'll do some cutting and butting and have some fun. So let's keep on moving. Okay, so what we're gonna do before we get too far ahead, coming out of those time lapse, don't need these on. I kind of want to show you guys where we're going with this, right? So this right here is the expectation for the kick panel. So I don't know how well you guys can see this, but basically what we have is we have an ABS base, 1/4 inch ABS like we talked about. We made 1 inch PVC. We profiled it. We put a gap in there for our press grill. We have a 3/16 piece of about 7/8 acrylic. So that's what's gonna light up and put our lights in the panel here. And then our outside piece is also profiled, but it's also 1 inch PVC. So we have some cool stepping in between all that. The way we got there, we wanted to show you prior to going too far, is basically we took our ABS, this is our 1/4 inch ABS plate. It's our baffle where the speaker's gonna mount. Took it to the drill press, we pre-drilled some holes in it, and we countersunk them. What we're gonna do is we also sanded the outside. We'll then take our PVC trim. This edge, we need to sand still, we haven't prepped it yet, but we'll sand this. We'll put the two of these together roughly with some CA glue just to kind of tack it in place. Then we'll flip it, we'll get some screws in it. After that, we have this little jig over here. So we built this jig to get our acrylic. So these are our pieces of 3/16 acrylic. We're gonna stack a bunch of these to make our 7/8 in height. So basically, we put 4 of these pieces together, we get our 7/8. But basically what this is doing for us, we basically just built an alignment rig. So we put a piece on there, prepped it, put the blocks in place. And so to add each layer here to make sure they're perfectly aligned, we'll glue them, and then we'll kind of slide them down the jig there. So after we do all that, this is where we end up. So once we get the kick panels to this place here, where it's all assembled, grills are basically ready other than pressing them and building a press box, we're gonna build a jig to sit around the outside of this panel, and we'll go back to our kick panels, cut the opening out, and then we can actually get these placed where we want them in the kick panel. The goal is to get these mounted, secured, not really need any Bondo. So fingers crossed, all goes well, no sanding. So let's go ahead and get running. Like I said, I just wanted to catch you guys up before we got too far there, but let's jam, let's put these together. So show you what we got real quick. So both of them are in place. I've got the acrylic, I've got the grill, the whole nine's in there. All we did was what you saw us do. We routed the opening for the grill assembly to fall in the kick panel. We left about 1/128th of an inch, just tolerance, so we had a little channel for the glue. Once we got that in place, made sure our height was all good, went ahead and CA glued it all the way around. That was the rough edge of the ABS, and then the PVC it bonds too. But all good, these things are rock solid. So the next step for us is to get these over to upholstery. We're also gonna build a press box for the grill we're gonna do in here. And then we are gonna look at, once we get these in the vehicle, we're gonna look at what we can do behind them. We don't have enough airspace back there to build an enclosure, but we do want to treat the area back there. And to be honest, we'll probably treat it as best we can, basically like an enclosure. So we'll probably treat a bunch of it as best we can, close off as much as we can, and just kind of see from there. But I just don't think we have enough airspace to build an actual enclosure behind this thing. And so looking at how small that box would be compared to what it would act like free air, we're gonna weigh those options. But at any rate, things look dope. So we're gonna keep moving. We're still waiting on some upholstery to get here so we can get these wrapped, but a little more prep work to do on these. We'll sand these all up to get all the old glue off of them. But other than that, these are rocking and rolling. So yeah, let's go ahead and keep moving. Okay guys, so we're gonna pick up here and get moved over into upholstery with our dash bezel and our kick panels. But just before we get them over there, we wanted to show you some cool stuff we did off camera. Kick panels first, show you what we got. So to get these mounted, I know we were talking about what we were gonna do behind here. Bear with us here. So I built some stacks back here that come around 2/3 of the driver. They're about 2.5 inches deep, and then the kick panel is actually countersunk and drilled to it, or screwed to it. We also did some prep on the cabling in the kick panels and stuff. This is our speaker lead here. But we are gonna get some treatment back there. We are gonna leave it open, but we're gonna treat it. And then I think we can get some treatment back there, some acoustic treatment, like some black hole stuff or something like that. But I also wanna show you what we did with the dash bezel here. So we got our kind of a stack in the back there. What it's gonna do is it's gonna flush our Chevy piece, our script, our vintage script there on the front. So we're gonna do something to attach it there, maybe a couple magnets. And on the back side here was the most important, and mind my wavy lines. I couldn't use my drill press there, so straight as can be. But at any rate, there's some magnets to get it mounted to the dash. I know we talked about showing you guys that, so see if I can get a shot here and I'll show you what we got. All right, so again, we did the ears on the top side here. Sorry. The ears on the top side kind of hook over the dash, or under the dash, forgive me. So now with the magnets will hold it at the bottom. So there we go. So she's attached at the bottom here. Pop it off. We're good to go. So here the magnets grab there and she's solid. So then our vintage trim will go in here. And this thing, no modification to the dash there, which was huge. So, but again, like we talked about, let's go ahead and get set up in the upholstery room. Let's get these panels wrapped and move on, man. Keep on going.
Market.
All right, guys. So coming out of that time lapse, show you what we got. So kick panels are wrapped, dash bezel is wrapped. The dash bezel is sitting in place right now, but let me give you an idea. These came out great. Did a really nice job matching the vinyl up too. The vinyl matches super, super well on the vehicle. So I think we nailed that one pretty well. So, yeah, look really sharp. So the next thing we have, so just to give you an idea, so we do have this channel down here. That channel is gonna be for our LED lighting. Once the LED lighting goes in, the acrylic goes in. So the acrylic will light and then our plug goes in, and then that'll house our pressed grill and everything and hide our speaker. So what we're gonna do at this point is we're gonna take these and we're gonna go get them installed in the vehicle. So kick panels back in. We are still waiting on some lighting. I think it's expected in the next day or so. So we'll get the lighting put in these. We'll get the press grills made, and we can go ahead and press. I can't talk. We'll go ahead and get our trim rings all made up. We can get those in there and upholstered and keep on rolling. But wanted to break up the time lapse for you. I know that was a longer time lapse, so here we go, back in. All right, pretty sure we're in real time now, but show you what we got. So we take a quick one for you here. So basically we drilled some holes to let our wires out underneath our channel there. And then we went ahead and we got LEDs around this whole ring. So what that's gonna do for us is, if you recall from our previous video, or not previous video, sorry, previously in the video, we have our 7/8 high 3/16 acrylic. So now all of that is gonna light. And then that 3/16 gap that we have right there run right back into our trim that holds our press grill. So now that these are good, what we're gonna go ahead and do is get these installed in the vehicle permanently. And we can start getting our mid bases in and keep on running. So just wanted to take a real quick one for you during that time lapse. So let's go ahead and get these speakers in. Okay, so before we jump into another time lapse, kind of wanted to catch up real quick. We did get the kick panels installed off camera. We got the mid-base drivers mounted, got our LEDs in. I mean, these things look super, super cool. So what we're gonna go do right now in super fast YouTube mode, let's see if I get this one for you. Yeah, it came out really, really bad. Bad ice. So super cool. So now, going into super fast YouTube mode, we're just gonna bang out some press grills. So press grills in these kick panels, get them plugged in. You guys will get to see the detail in the line once the insert goes in. It's a really cool accent. So came out just how we wanted and we're super happy with them. So let's go ahead, let's get some press grills made and let's get them finished. Let's wrap up this video. All right, lickety split, they're done like that, right? So I wish everything was super fast YouTube quick, but let's see. So we got the grill put in the template there, the insert. Man, they look great. So we did a 60-degree chamfer on it, just to shallow out that chamfer, just so we got a little more bend on the metal there. We did get it secured in there. Now we're just gonna go pop them in the vehicle. So let's get it in the vehicle. We'll get some footage of that and we'll get you guys wrapped up. So let's get at it. All right, so we got these put in the vehicle. Let's show you what we got. These things came out super, super nice. So now you see that with the grill popped in, it's hard to see the shape on the grill, but now we just get that super defined line from that ring that we put in there, the acrylic ring. It's a really cool glow. So and then this LED kit, we'll touch on this LED kit a little bit, probably through the A-pillar video or maybe in the electronics, but we'll touch on it. It's a really cool kit that we use. It's a series of parts, but we kind of got it down, and the customization capabilities of these parts are absolutely sick. So we're gonna do some cool stuff with this, and so now that I think about it, I think we will touch on it in the electronics video. We may do some trigger inputs to this box. We can tie courtesy lights in, we can tie some other stuff in that we'll talk about here shortly, but some really, really cool trade stuff. So yeah, I think that wraps it up for us. So that's our kick panels, and you saw our dash bezel. Dash bezel's all complete. So yeah, thanks for the ride, guys. You guys make sure you're subscribing to the channel. Like, hit the notification bell, and make sure notifications are turned on, so that way you get to see all of our updates and when new videos come out. We try to get a video out to you once a week. No promises, but we do our best to get one out once a week for you. So yeah, this one's gonna wrap up our dash bezel and our kick panels for our K5 topless blazer. So here we go, we'll see you on the next one.